All right, happy Wednesday. Today we are going to talk about the Mercane WideWheel Pro and my love-hate relationship with it. Now, this is something that is going to become a little series of videos here as we go through the tear down and rebuild process of this. I'll talk about this briefly for a brief time. I did do some North American representation for Mankeel, and Mercane, the WideWheel Pro, was a part of their vehicle profile. So I was kind of like one of the first to have one of these here. And let me tell you, it's like, okay, this is the sexiest looking scooter, right? Just the lines on it. There's no overkill on this. And it just looks badass. It turns heads every time I would be out riding this thing. Everybody's just like, dude, what the hell? One of the key features on it is the low profile tire. So, think of it as like, a street car, but a street scooter. These are perfect for, asphalt, and just, they really do grip when you accelerate, because there's way more contact patch on the ground than, say, like air tires. These are very, very, very thin, solid tires. Now, let me see. I'm trying to get all the pros out that I like. It really is dual 500 watt, 48 volt battery. Hits up to about 35 after you unlock it. 30, 35, somewhere around there when you unlock it. Yeah. That was what made me jump at this thing when they first hit the warehouses here in SoCal. And then I started riding it, and I quickly found out that this thing is a little bit of a beast to tame once you're at the higher speeds on it. The wide tires don't necessarily make it easy to turn, even if you're at low speeds, because you can't really get a whole lot of lean. Okay, so one of the drawbacks is that the tire is very flat. So in a straight line, this thing just it throws you. Okay. Turning, however, you have to turn this thing as if you're riding a longboard. Like if you guys ever rode like a longboard, a skateboard, you have to turn it as if you're riding a longboard. It's a very interesting way to ride a scooter. And let's get into why it's extremely dangerous. Number one, I don't know if anybody else has had a problem with this, but you could see the rim on this is beat up. And that's because this tire, it bows off of the rim. So when you're riding at high speeds, it literally starts to pull off and move, right? And so then the rim starts to hit the ground, and that's just what happens when you don't get a proper seal on these things. So from the factory, I don't know, they just didn't really get this one right. But on the front motor, I'd say after maybe about 30 miles, I started to notice this little issue, or it is probably more than that, but still. The back tire, it hasn't been a problem so much as this one. So this is one of the drawbacks too. I don't know if they didn't torque these down properly or didn't seal it all the way, but yeah, you start running into this problem. And I suspect that this may have had something to do with a few of the accidents that I've had. One of them resulted in a dislocated right shoulder, concussion, and road rash everywhere. That was October 2022, and then a year later, October 2023, I hit a rock. Oh, and that's the other thing. These things don't go over like small rocks that well, so you have to really watch where you're riding. Otherwise, you're going over those handlebars, and that's exactly what the hell happened to me. Like 3 or 4 times, but 2 times I got injured pretty bad. The second one was October 2023, and I had I severely sprained my wrist. You can see these scars and all this stuff on my arms from the accidents and stuff. I'm scraped up everywhere, and I was concussed again, road rashed again, and then I parked this thing for about 7 months. Now, some of the damage as a result, as you can see, this was actually a steer lock. There was like a little piece that came down right here that would lock the wheel from going all the way this or all the way that way. So, I mean, it is what it is at this point. Let's see here. You can see where parts got beat up from the accident. Right here. This is when I went up, right? I went up and see, yeah, there's a lot I got to do to this thing. But you can see right there where the rim got chipped. So it went up and then it literally landed right here. Boom. And chipped that off. But this tire, as you notice, it is still made it to the rim fairly well. So I'm gonna okay, so here's the plan. This is gonna be a complete teardown project. And it looks like this because literally it's sat for a long time. I was tired of getting hurt on it. So we're gonna tear this thing down. We're gonna replace these plastic parts. You can get housings. You can get motor housings, like these little rims. You don't necessarily need to replace the whole motor. You can get the housings. So I'm gonna get two. I'm gonna get two housings for the rear, and two housings up there, because this right here is just, all that with the tire bulging off and everything. Just look at this thing. So, there's a lot of work I'm gonna have to do. I'm literally gonna tear this thing down. I love this scooter. We have a love-hate relationship. I love it. It hates me, and it hurts me when I ride it. So, so this is kind of, oh yeah, and that, right? That's more damage. The dash also does not come on completely. What you have to do is look at it in the light a certain way, and then you can see the battery and all that. So the dash needs to be replaced. I just need to completely tear this shit down and just literally rebuild it. So I wanted to just familiarize you guys with the Mercane WideWheel Pro dual 500 watt 48 volt battery. Stupid fast scooter, stupid dangerous at the same time. But we're gonna tear this down and rebuild it and make it better. All right, peace.